episode of the Hood Paralegal Podcast. It's your boy Corey coming at you live and direct. I want to start off with a quote. The one act for success and prepare for failure, they will get exactly what they prepare for. So if you prepare for success, that's what the end result going to be. Now, this episode, I want to talk about the case for living wages for individuals incarcerated on the inside. Now, studies have shown that educating people in prison increases their ability to find a job after release and decreases the likelihood that they will come back to prison. In the same vein, allowing incarcerated people to earn a living wage is good for both the individual and society. And that was a quote from Randall Liberty, the commissioner of the Maine DOC. People who don't want to create opportunities that allow incarcerated individuals to become productive members of society are dumb on public safety, he quoted. It's less expensive to educate and train someone than it is to incarcerate them. True. And having a job that pays market wages helps incarcerated people support themselves and their families the way most people are released today. Does not set them up for successful reentry, he said. And people do, for instance, people do 15, 20 to 30 years and then come home with $50 and earning real money while incarcerated allows individuals to build their savings to reestablish their lives, such as being able to pay a deposit so they can secure stable housing, and gaining relevant professional experience before they are released. Also helps individuals find better jobs upon release. Now, over half the people in prison have work assignments, but these jobs often pay pennies, if anything at all, and they don't build marketable skills. Instead, they are usually designed to help keep the prison running, and that's according to the Prison Policy Initiative. Now, in prison jobs, incarcerated workers usually have few protections compared to their non-incarcerated counterparts. Beyond the social stigma of having a conviction, formerly incarcerated people already face barriers in many professions due to licensing requirements, as well as extensive gaps on their resumes because they may have been out of the labor market for decades. And some were young when they were incarcerated and they never worked or even filled out a job application. Now, sometimes parole requires people to find and maintain a job where they risk going back to prison. Almost 3/4 of people who are formerly incarcerated are still unemployed a year after being released, and that's according to the federal government. The Prison Policy Initiative estimates that the overall unemployment rate among former incarcerated individuals is 27%. Now, Scott, an undergraduate at the University of Maine, Augusta, who attended the conference virtually, said that doing the fellowship with the Alliance has meant doesn't have to rely on her family for her basic needs. Having this resemblance of independence has given me a sense of self-efficiency and progression in my life, and I've been crazy. I've been able to pay off the entire of my restitution, and I've been able to save. Now, in addition to a large number of low-security individuals employed in the community through work release, the Maine DOC currently has 15 incarcerated people working remotely with 6 different organizations in positions ranging from fellowships and internships to full-time employment opportunities. And supervised internet access allows incarcerated people to work and study virtually from maximum security institutions such as the Maine State Prison. And the state currently has around 1,700 people in their custody. Now, remote workers in the Maine DOC have the same standard deductions such as Medicare taxes, child support, workers' compensation, etc. as any other employee. And those who are working remotely while incarcerated also pay 10% of their income towards room and board. Now, that's low compared to other states. And in Arizona, which has prison industry contracts with both government agencies and private companies, anyone who makes more than $2 an hour has 30% of their paycheck docked to cover the living expenses. And that's according to a 2022 investigation into prison labor done by the Arizona Republic. Other states also experimented with paying incarcerated people outside wages. Earlier this year, Adams State University hired an incarcerated graduate from their MBA program to teach their undergraduate program in the Colorado Department of Corrections. The Corrections Department had originally approached Program Administrator Lauren Hughes and Jim Bulletin during the pandemic when staffing issues reduced student access to education. Bulletin said that they were excited to implement the department's proposal, but their one stipulation was that the instructor be paid the same wages as the other adjuncts, which makes sense. Now, Adams State recently received a $150,000 grant from the Medellin Foundation to help fund the initiative called Turning Graduates into Instructors. And the goal is to train more MBA graduates to teach in the program, as well as develop a model that prison education programs in other states might replicate. In conclusion, this all makes sense. Any individual working, whether you're incarcerated or on the outside, we deserve fair wages because, for instance, when the prices and the cost of living go up in here, we affected by inflation too. Prices at canteen go up, phone calls, hygiene products, and paying cents, and then including the 60% restitution that they take from individuals from their work pay, you basically working for pennies. That's why others like myself, we refuse to work because honestly, that is basically modern day slavery. So, this is a good point, and I like the statistics, and I like the fact that other states are implementing paying regular wages and giving incarcerated individuals the opportunity to re-enter and be able to have something before their release so they can be straight when they get out, because anything less than that, you expecting people to pay and work and get out and just look for a job and be stable. The recidivism rate speaks for itself, and this is a clean and clear way to reduce it because you're giving people a head start when they get out. That way we ain't got to worry about stacking or hustling to get some money, because a lot of people incarcerated and hustle and do things of that nature because they're trying to feed their families. Now, this is a clear solution, so I don't see why every other state shouldn't implement it, and they're getting great results. So I'd like y'all to list your comments. If you like the article, I can list more sources, and there's some more articles coming out about this, but just give me your opinion, what you think of. Do you think incarcerated individuals should be paid regular wages like individuals on the streets? And with that said, everybody have a blessed week, and I thank y'all for tuning in this week of the Hood Paralegal Podcast. Have a blessed week and success to everyone.